Hello YouTube, I'm Nigel from Selcouth Productions, and today I'm starting my first episode of what is going to be my own series with just me in it, and I am going to call it the Versus series. And what this is when I compare games, remakes, consoles, I compare them. That's what I'm doing. I'm putting them against each other. And for the first episode, I'm going to be starting with Pokemon Red and Blue versions versus Pokemon Yellow versions. Enjoy. Or, what the heck? Pokemon Yellow version. There's only one Pokemon Yellow. Yeah, this is all improv, just like our actual videos too. For any of you who have played Yellow, the first thing you'll probably notice is that it feels pretty much like the exact same game. When you first start off, you do the exact same thing, same starting, everything. The only difference is that instead, for starter, you get Pikachu, and instead of having Professor Oak tell you not to go on the grass, you actually get into the grass and get attacked by a Pikachu. That's pretty much it for differences at first. Then you continue on, and you meet the first boss eventually, Brock, who seems impossible thanks to the fact that your starter was Pikachu, and there's no water types you can catch before then. So it's a real pain, whereas in blue or red versions you could start with a Pokemon that you'd be effective against Brock. Once you get further into the game, there are differences between them that you will notice. Most noticeably, the inclusion of Jesse and James from Team Rocket. Personally, I love Team Rocket, so I love that. But aside from that, the games are pretty much the same. There are some glitches and cheats in Red that you can't do in Yellow. Probably Mew is the most known. Well, you can still get Mew in Yellow, you just need to do it a different way. Yeah, that's about it for differences. There are some different characters, and you can receive all 3 starters, but that's pretty much it. Aside from that, they feel pretty much the same. Now, graphic-wise, they're practically identical. However, I choose Yellow for better graphics because it is compatible on the Game Boy Color, because it was designed for Game Boy Color, whereas, well, Blue and Red are still compatible on Game Boy Color. They were designed for the original Game Boy, so they just get a single color palette. So, while they both will still work on the Game Boy Color, Yellow gets full color, whereas Blue just gets a single palette like you would on the Game Boy Advance, or Game Boy Advance SP. I'm sure you know what I'm talking about, since if you haven't played it on the Color, I'm sure you've played it on the Advance or the SP. Graphic-wise, Yellow is a little better, plus it has a new intro that is just insane, and I love the intro theme for Yellow. It's so catchy. Here, let's listen to it right now. Yeah, so graphic-wise, they're pretty similar, but there's that amazing intro that you just watched that's with Yellow, and Yellow does have a bit better color palette, but that's not much of a difference, I guess. But now, I guess it's time for me to come up with a conclusion. Which is better? Blue and Red, or Yellow? Well, I have to say, I think Yellow's better. I'm really disappointed that when they made the remakes, Fire Red and Leaf Green, that they didn't make a remake of Yellow as well. And while that leaves me to replay the original Yellow with just as much excitement as I did when I first played it, it still would have been really cool to have a graphically enhanced version of the game. So, all in all, I choose Yellow because it includes Team Rocket, obviously. You can receive all 3 of the starters, which is pretty darn cool. It has that amazing intro, and the graphics are just a tad better. So, yeah, I guess that concludes the first episode of Versus. This is Nigel from Selcouth Productions, and I hope you'll join me back whenever the next episode is. Might be weekly, I don't know. See ya.